Oh, what stinks? It could be me. The kids were sitting.
One I had farting. Is this?
No, it's the cat. He fucking reeks, dude. Cats stink.
What are you farting? Get the hell out of here.
Dude, I had one kid here and one kid here this morning. They're just like talking to each other, and their morning breath is just going like. I was like, what the fuck?
Welcome back to Tuna Blue. I am your host, John Flounder Caruso, here as always with my co-host Steve DeStefano, and in the background, DJ Lou, always keeping us in line and making the magic happen. We had a nice episode last week. I thought that was pretty funny with the Halloween and our faces painted. That went out. I like that episode. But as always, Steve, how was the week?
That was good, man. Good week. All right. So Michelle's on like her maternity leave from work, and when she returns to work, she's gonna go back part-time, which she didn't really discuss openly with her employer, but like that's just what she feels like she should do. So when they hit her up this past weekend, was like, oh hey, I'm doing a schedule now, are you coming back full-time or part-time? They opened it up for her. She said, I was planning on part-time. So her boss is like, do you have time to discuss this? And she says, yeah, okay, I'll call you in 5 minutes. This was Monday, and today is Saturday.
Still no call.
Still no fucking call. Jeez. Now, my question isn't like anything about the work, but could you have that hanging over your head?
No.
I would be calling. I would go there.
If I didn't get a phone call by the end of the next day, so if she called Monday, if I gave him Tuesday, if he didn't call by Tuesday, Wednesday morning, I'd be calling, hey, just following up.
She did follow up, and they're like, oh, I'll call you. Well, yeah, I'm going to call you. And they just keep, they're like her boss, I guess, is like the queen of
and they gave her the option.
Suspense.
Yeah, and they gave her the option, right? You're saying?
Well,
or they kind
maybe. I think they had like an idea she was going to go, because with Giada, she went back part-time for a little bit first. So I think they kind of like had the idea, and they were like, oh, hey, you're coming back. Like, what's your plans for coming back? She said, I was planning on coming back part-time, which her work is like small enough that they don't have to abide by these like corporate rules.
Right. So
they don't have to like hold a spot for her if she's not like playing their game. Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they like her a lot. Yeah. So they're probably going to accommodate regardless. But yeah, it's crazy to me that people can have stuff like that hanging over their head. I can't.
No.
You said you would wait till the next day. I couldn't even do that. There's no way. If someone says they're going to call me in 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, he did say that 5 minutes.
And then if 5 minutes goes by, in 10 minutes, I'm calling it. And I'm like, oh, hey, did you want me to call you? I didn't really, maybe I misunderstood.
Right.
The text message that I read and reread. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't have that hanging over my head. That's something I'd have to definitely try to take care of.
I think this is why.
But that's the difference between men and women.
That's what I was going to say. This is why women get so stressed out.
But that it is. But it's weird because something like that, they blow off. I know. Well, they'll call me back.
But it's still stressing her out internally.
The littlest thing. Oh, so it is stressing her out. So yeah,
she won't say it.
Oh,
like if I talk to her about it, it's like, oh, I don't care. I just won't go back to work. I don't give a fuck. But dude, like it's bothering her. I know it is.
It has to be.
It has to,
because it definitely would bother me.
That is stress.
Yes.
And
I don't need. And I've been cutting out a lot of that extra.
Dude, well, me and you, right? Like we're both kind of cut from the same cloth. Where like I don't bite my tongue very much at all.
No.
I don't let things hang over my head. And like I might get like angry in the moment, but then it's gone. Like it's released from my body. Like they release the demons.
Yes, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I forget.
And then I'm very like I got a big heart. I'm very forgiving. Yeah. I don't hold things, like I don't hold grudges. And it's because I react immediately.
Well, you're Italian,
which is dumb also. Many,
Italians love the whole. We actually harbor grudges.
Yeah.
We do. It gives us energy. Yeah. We love the whole grudges. I think you should harbor them and hold on to them. Don't hold grudges.
Well, I should think about it for a second before I react, which I typically don't do.
And I'm getting worse as I get older. Like I have I do have, it's weird. I have a lot more patience right now as I'm older, but I have a very short fuse, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Like for extremely dumb shit, I feel like I could instantly throw something at somebody if they're just ignorant and rude.
Yeah.
And now it's like if they say something dumb, I do have enough wherewithal now that I could be like, all right, I can come back with a smart ass comment or something like that, you know. So, and make them feel like idiots for doing that. But yeah, it's
man, what a blessing that is to have like that quick-witted response.
Comedians
gene.
have that.
That's
very
great,
quick.
dude.
They're
That's
very
great.
quick with that.
See, I always I'll think of something like way longer, like way down the road. And I'm like, man, I should have said that. And then I'll try and like recreate the moment.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, gotcha.
Gotcha.
Ha Aren't I quick-witted?
Yeah, oh yeah. I actually called myself quick-witted this week. We were watching Wheel of Fortune, and man, I was solving puzzles like it was great. And I had a little dispensary in me.
Ooh.
And I was like, kicking them out.
So let me. Did you know? So when you learn something, say you were in a class, and you go to this class high as a kite, and then you get tested on the material. If you learn the material while you're high, you will recall it better high. And if you go sober or not high, like nothing, you will recall it better nothing.
And I think I might know a reason for that, or maybe a logic behind it, is when you are high, especially with weed, you are like, you zone out or you lock into something.
Yeah.
I could literally at times have the TV on and have it on mute and just stare at the TV.
Oh yeah.
Just
not even
and
watching.
I could play it in my head, but not hear a thing. And block out all things. So, like, you're zoned in on it. So, I have a feeling like when I'm watching these Wheel of Fortune and stuff, I'm, like, zoned in on the puzzle. I'm like, place. I'm like, Rome, Italy.
It's like osmosis.
Yeah.
Is that the right word? Osmosis?
No.
What? I thought osmosis is when you, like, sleep on a book and then, like, all the information.
I mean, osmosis is like water going in and out of cells. So, I mean,
Wait. I thought osmosis. Wait.
Nowhere near that.
Wait, I thought there was a
even
thing.
like ballpark, I guess.
I thought there was a thing when you sleep on a book.
Ballpark.
And, like, then it's like the words go into your brain, like
That's
osmosis.
Like, isn't that like telepathy or something?
Yeah,
Like,
kind of. But
Yeah.
I talked about this in a science
your
class.
biology, that's more your osmosis
Yeah.
is more
Yeah,
your
it has nothing to
area.
do with sleeping on a book.
No.
You osmosis the Jeopardy question.
And it was Wheel of Fortune. It wasn't even Jeopardy.
Oh, well. So I'm not doing very good this morning with
shit.
osmosis.
Well, I guess maybe that should bring us to our next segment.
It's the price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that on Netflix, the Price is Right story?
Nah.
So the guy who won, so he used to attend these Price is Rights, and like many of them. And he had a thing he would write down while he was at home. Long story short, this guy could figure out prices to the T, like to the number. And he would shout it out to the audience. And people caught on that this guy had the right prices, so people would listen to him. Then he went on. He actually won both prizes. He did the thing at the end where he bid it within so much, and he won both prizes. And then they came up with like new rules. Look it up. It's on Netflix. It's for the Price is Right. It's amazing. The guy.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah, the guy was like, and it's happened like back in the Bob Barker days, way back when,
Yeah.
and things have definitely changed since then. But yeah, this guy was like, he was a whiz, and he had it like on Excel sheets. He knew he would write down each product that would come up and write down the prices, and he
And there's like some
memorized them.
type of an equation you could follow to get
Something
you with
like
it.
that.
That's
and
crazy.
he had
dude.
it. Yeah, he did.
That's
You know, when
awesome.
you win them things too, you have to pay the sales tax. Like,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you win the car,
Yep.
you're paying California sales
Yep.
tax, and I think you pay whatever state you live in tax on it.
Oh, that's fucked up. It's
Yeah.
still nice though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad.
They had the it was like they brought it back this year. Remember they had the Cadillac every single year at the carnival. It was up on the stand. It was the big thing.
They stopped doing the cat.
They brought it back this year, I believe.
It was like a Subaru Outback.
yeah, it was probably it was like it was a Kia or so. I don't know. They're nice cars too, but
They're great.
no, but
Not the-
they somebody won it. I know the person won. I won't mention his name, but they had won it, and he gave them back. Like it was. He's like, why do I have to pay taxes on this? It's not on the ticket. Nothing on here says that, and it was like a lawsuit. so they end up getting a car. He had to pay the taxes on, obviously, and then they stopped doing it because it made like a big.
That's how they stopped it years
why
ago.
They stopped it, yes.
And then they just brought it back
Then
this
they just
year.
brought it
Oh
back,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, people don't realize that. Let me ask you another question. When you do, this is another one that gets me.
Okay.
When you do 50-50s, okay, let's say you're at I don't know, a fundraiser, and you played a 50-50, and let's say you win. Do you keep the money?
Yeah.
Okay, I do. But there isn't. I feel obligated though when I'm at these fundraisers or charity events, and I win a 50, and I have won it on occasion. I'll kick back 10% because I feel like the gentleman's thing when you make like sports bets, if somebody's running a block pool, or a big, you usually kick them back 10% because they're running the block pool. It's called a gentleman's thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a gentleman's thing. So I figured 10% of the winning I would kick back to charity because they're already getting the 50%. So now they'll get 60. Well, somewhere around there. But I'm like, but I almost feel obligated to like give the money back. I've seen people, and then people look at you like, oh, they're not going to give it back. I'm like, no, it's why I bought the ticket.
No, I would. There's no way. If they're taking 50% already.
Yeah.
That's like the block pool. Them only taking 50% of your contribution to the block pool, and then you continuing to tip the guy. Like I'm in a league. I'm in a fantasy football league, and the commissioner, he says it. He's very upfront about it. I'm taking a rake. Like that's it. And I mean,
if they are taking
you know what? It's the Survivor.
Okay.
And he takes it. But dude, there are a lot of people in the Survivor pool, and it's expensive. And he makes a fortune.
Well, most people. Then I agree with him doing that because you're handling all the money, you're getting all the people, you're running the thing. If you don't and I don't mind if you're going to let me know right up front, like block pools too. I'll add up the money, the prizes to see if they're going to if they're already keeping some, and if they are, then I won't tip the 10%. But I agree with that because you're running the whole thing. And a lot of people
that's what he said.
not.
He said I was doing it a couple years. He's like, and I got to go through all these emails. I got to go through all these people. And I mean, it's like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. It's a ton of fucking money.
Yeah.
He's like taking the risk of like the IRS bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, and someone tipped me like, $300 of it and a $50,000 fucking prize,
Right, that's
and
nothing.
he's like,
Yeah.
so I'm just taking the tip. And if, so I'm, he's like, I'm just taking my own tip from now. Fuck it. I don't,
Yeah.
I'm not getting stuck with, I'm not doing this for $300.
Yeah, right.
like,
I get it.
I get it.
So we like to take a little pause right here and give a shout out to our first official sponsor, LC Equipment. Steve, this is your field of work. They do a lot of road signs, construction. Two in a Blue sign was made by LC Equipment. What do you know about them?
Yeah, our first official sponsor, LC Equipment. Can't thank you guys enough. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, they're located on Route 49 and Tuckahoe Road in Upper Township. They do road signs, traffic equipment. They do rentals for all of these things. And they'll even come out and do traffic plans. So if you're the owner of a company, if you're, short on guys, if you're, like there's been plenty of times when the company I work for is just like, oh, fuck, like we need this out. And they go out there, they'll put out the temporary signs. Yep. They can take care of all that stuff for you guys. Total like family feel to the place. You walk in, it's not like, there's not like a bunch of people like at desks.
No, it's very friendly. It is.
Oh yeah, you walk in, hey, Steve,
Yep, it's very friendly.
Yeah, and they get it too. Like, oh, dude, I need this sign for tomorrow, and they'll just put it in for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just.
Yeah, they pump stuff out. Yeah, they are. They're great people to work with. LC Equipment. They again, if you go on their website too, they have nothing but the whole page is just signs. Yeah. And if you click on the sign, it gives you the whole specs of the sign and everything, which is great. I think that's awesome. It lets you know what you're going to order.
They all have like a number, them signs. So like if you like squiggly, like me and you talking like, oh, you need a squiggly.
Yeah.
You talk to them, they're like, oh, you need RT735?
Exactly, yes. I need a P13. Yeah. So, yes, exactly. And that's when you're reading the blueprints, it tells you what the signs that you need. Yeah, and they're great for that, too. When you need permanent signs or permanent temporary signs, they're great to have them here. You hand them the prints, they go out, put them out for you. Yep. Yeah, and they're done like in an hour.
Yeah, they're aces, dude. They're aces.
So, great company, LC Equipment. And thank you, LC Equipment, for being our first official sponsor.
Thank you. Yes. All right, so we did these. I did the interview on Sunday, Tuesday. I don't know, something. And we had Sean Maz on. and he's asking me, where did Flounder come from? Like, why is his name Flounder, right?
Yeah.
And I said I would ask you. So
All right, so Flounder actually came from. So when I was younger, I hunted with a hunting club. I'll say it's called Antler Shack. Since then, the guy actually has passed away. He was a very well-known guy in town, a legend, if you will, to a lot of people.
Jack?
No, Donnie Lasasso.
Oh.
He was a, he
yeah.
he was a. I mean, he was your blue cop.
What the fuck is
Your
that?
kid's doing construction? Well, it is a construction show.
What is happening?
Your kid's bouncing a golf ball.
What could that possibly be?
I have no idea. Anyhow,
All right.
so yeah, so the guy from the hunting club. So you had to figure that era. The guy was he would be 20 years older than me. There was a movie back in 1979 called Animal House that came out. In fact, it was the year I was born. Animal House had a character in there called Ken Dorfman. His nickname was Flounder. Well, he gave me that nickname when I was 14 years old at the hunting club, and literally it stuck with me the rest of it followed me through the military, and it followed me up till today. In fact, since I've been in recovery as an alcoholic, I kind of made a promise to myself. You brought it back, but I made a promise to myself that Flounder was dead. That's a dead. That's the past me. I'm not that guy anymore. But you wanted to bring Flounder back to the shows to the nickname, and I have no problem.
It's a
with
great
that.
fucking nickname.
It is, and it's. I mean, there was a time if you walked in West End and asked for John Caruso, you wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't know. But if you said Flounder, oh yeah,
there was a time I would have no idea who John Caruso was.
Probably not.
You were just Flounder forever. Yeah,
right. It was, and that's what people knew me as, and it followed me through the military. It's followed me up to now. So
name.
that's where the Flounder nickname came from. It came from the movie Animal House. Them guys. That would have been like our old school movie. Old school, Will Ferrell. That was their old school.
You're my boy Blue.
Yeah, that was their old school Animal House. And if you have not seen Animal House, you need to see it. That's a classic movie.
Cool.
Jim Belushi. My God, it's just a classic movie. So yeah, you got to see it.
Can I just ask real quick? How did it follow you to the military?
I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea.
It's amazing.
It just, I want to say somebody heard somebody call me that, like one of my closer, and it took off.
Well,
Like
you're a Flounder. I mean, that means it's like it's meant to be.
I had a guy from the hunting club say, "Why they call you Flounder when you look like Shamu?" I'm like, "Oh, thanks, buddy." So yeah, I mean, I caught some flack with it, but I fell off the back of a truck during hunting season one time. They said I floundered on the ground. But yeah, so that came from a gentleman, Donnie Lasasso. Again, he passed away unfortunately suddenly a few years ago.
Yep.
Good man. He was the leader of the hunting club, and he's still very much remembered. In fact, his anniversary date of his passing had just passed. So it came from him. Them guys took me under their wing. I was 14 years old. My brother lived up front from the hunt club, right next to Donnie, and but my brother hunted with another club. This club was more of a different way. They like their drinking, they like their social type of party, and them other guys my brother went, they drove all day. These guys drove half a day and sat in the stands the next half of the day,
so they could drink their homemade wine.
Pretty much. I mean, there was plenty of what they call purple Pepsi rolling around the back of the truck. But yes, it was a good time, and I guess what, some of my best memories are in the back of them trucks during Deer Week with them guys who, again, they were 20 years older than me, which if I was 15, 16, they were 35, 36, and them guys were just nothing but a comedy show all day long.
Dude. Yeah.
All day long. They kept you entertained, and it was interesting. It was a hell of a way to grow up. But
I used to love going to the club with my dad, man, or like driving, and I was like a little kid, and you just,
I mean, and guys, that group of men did that. They would be at the hunting club almost this time of year, every Saturday. They'd go for breakfast, like the fire, say hi, bullshit for a couple hours, all the time. That's like, it's almost gone now. You don't see it much anymore. It's sad.
I think they're alive and kicking. I mean, I know a lot of people in some hunting clubs, and they're very. I mean, work is so much more of a thing now. I feel like, like when our like parents and like, like they just prioritize hunting. and we just prioritize
There
work.
is a
But
couple
you
guys.
kind of have to.
There's guys I work in now that
Yeah.
they no matter what,
Yeah, fuck
hell
you.
or high
I'm behind.
water,
Yeah.
1 week shotgun week, they are going out.
Yeah,
They're going.
fuck yeah.
They're like, I'm taking off that week. Fire me if you have to.
It's like my dad. My dad would go to any length to hunt. Like he don't give a fuck.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big hunter. My brother was the one who hunted. My brother, unfortunately, passed away. I feel like I'm doing a morbid show. Passed away like 17 years ago. But my brother could live in a tree.
Yeah.
And he was like a monkey. He would put the tree spikes that they climb telephone poles with. He would do that and hunt like that. He climbed pine tree. He actually was coming out of a tree one night and stuck one of them spikes in his calf. Slipped and it stuck, and then was able to come out and climb the rest of the way down. I would have fell out of the tree. I'd have fell. And my brother would hunt 30 feet in the air.
Yeah.
He's like, well, they don't see up there. I said, well, I don't fucking see them down there when I'm up there. I'm like, I'm waving at planes. And like, but he was right. When you're up high, they don't smell you. They don't see you.
Yeah.
But man, he'd hunt on like, this would be the platform. That would, that'd be a platform he's standing on.
Sit totally still.
And this is the seat. Yeah. And that's it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I would be, and then I'd get up the tree, I'd be sweating to death. I hated it. Yeah. And listen, deer hunting's a lot of work. If you want to put deer meat by the cost per pound, well, by the time you're done paying for your bow, your arrows, your bait, gas, all that stuff, and the time you put in, deer meat's pretty high per pound.
Yeah. Well, you're getting about 100 pounds per deer.
Probably, yeah. On a New Jersey deer,
yeah. What's it cost for a bin of potatoes?
$60. The last time I remember, maybe
plus
80
the stand,
down.
but the stand you get for forever. The stand pays itself up.
Yeah,
they're
thousands of dollars. Crossbows, thousands of dollars. Like,
I'm getting my son a bow.
Nice.
He got a slingshot for Halloween. Someone put a slingshot in his fucking thing. He's like, I want to use this. I'm like, Jesus Christ, he's fucking just what thing?
He's taking out birds already.
I'm like, all right, I gotta get you a bow and arrow, dude. I guess it's time. Yeah.
Well, let's go to our segment that we like to call that we do every week. We call it Dumb Things of the Week. I have one, and it's me.
Okay.
So again, I'm sitting there the other night, and that preview for Penguin came on, and this is what made me think of it.
Oh yeah,
Colin Farrell. Mm-hmm. It amazes me how, and this is going to go many directions, so just pay attention, bear with me on this one, and hold on. So I have a really bad habit of when I talk to somebody who has like a Spanish and has like a very speaks very broken English, I will then change my accent to a Spanish accent, speaking English, thinking that they're going to understand me better. Uh-huh. So now you listen to Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell has a very hard, what's Irish accent?
Oh yeah,
he talks naturally. Have you seen him in movies where he speaks perfect English? It's mind-blowing to me. It fucking blows my mind. And it shouldn't, because here I am like an idiot if they're persons. I'll do it to Asian people too. I have no clue. And my wife will look at me and go, shut up. What are you doing? Please. Or, hon, we're going here tonight. Please don't use your Spanish accent. I'm like, oh, okay.
Bro, my mom does the same thing.
It is,
and she did it at like Elena Wu, and we're just, and it was like when it was like BLM and like just all this racial hostility everywhere. Right. And this waitress comes up, and my mom just starts talking in a Chinese accent, and I'm like, Dad, you're gonna get us killed.
I do this all the time. But you know what really just blows my mind is how a guy with an Irish accent, heavy Irish accent, can then turn around and speak perfect English, better than most Americans can speak English. Like, he speaks it better than dickhead Joel Embiid. Oh, did I say that again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, he speaks better English than most Americans speak, and it blows my mind. It does.
A lot of these actors can
and
do that.
Now I realize how much of an idiot and dumb I look when I'm doing this stupid it's horrible. A Mexican will come up to me at the store. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Do you do that with babies? And you think they understand you better?
I always.
Or like kids?
Kids or even pets. Like, I'll talk to pets.
Yeah.
I am like, if I'm home by myself, and I have a little dispensary, my dogs must look at me like, because I'll dance. I'll just random dance for no reason. I'll just, be like, woo, like, because I'm just feeling good. And my dogs are like, what the fuck? And I'll talk to them, and dogs don't know. They know, like 6 words.
Like, yo, give me some of that shit.
My bulldog knows sleep, eat, and that's it. Go outside. That's all he knows. But, yeah, so that is my dumb thing of the week, is how I'm mind blown, which is stupid. I'm mind blown by these other people that speak great English, and they have an accent, but here I am like an idiot. Speaking.
That's a great one. That's a fucking great one,
yeah,
dude.
So, how
right.
about you?
All right. So, we were working on. Okay. So there was a job I was on, and they were installing new traffic signals, red light, green light, typical. And so the concrete had to wait to finish the flat work around the traffic signal until the traffic signal was done, because they had to remove the boxes for those traffic signals that were getting retired.
I used to do this work.
Yeah. So you couldn't just pour the concrete and then you got to jack out the junction box, and you got to this thing is fucking like all you see is this. Yeah. But underneath of that is like you got to low bed it out.
No, they're like they're like
enormous.
6,000 to 8,000
they're fucking
pounds.
huge.
Yes.
So you got to wait to do all the flat work around it. But when you put a new traffic signal in, you have new push buttons to cross the road. And you're not allowed to have like a sidewalk unfit to walk across.
No, you have to have a handicap, and then it has to be the flat work, and then that push button
but
has
so,
to be so many feet.
Yeah,
from
so
the
I'm on
flat
this job, and these inspectors want this. Not the I mean, there were there was like a division, like the electrical division wanted the ramps to be like fit for walking. And then the very next day we were going there to form it up and put the concrete in and finish it. But yet we had to like make it fit for there was like going to be this grand opening of the new traffic light, and all the townspeople were going to come out and cross the fucking road.
Have you seen when a new traffic signal gets turned on? There's 30
pandemonium.
People out. There's 30 people out
pandemonium.
there. If it's a state one, forget it.
They got the flailing arms.
Everyone's out
now
there.
Open new traffic signal. Please push our buttons.
When I was a super for it, my boss is like, here, I want you to experience something. He goes, this the official turn on for this signal that we did is
they
today.
Cut the ribbon.
He goes, go. No, well, it almost, but
wait, are you serious?
I go, yes.
I thought you were being sarcastic.
No, I go out there. I get this for the new turn on. Dude, there's 30 people out there.
Get the fuck out of here.
There's state
that
people.
actually happened?
Yes, there's state, county. There's all kinds of people.
Oh, but not like the townspeople came out to try out the new traffic light.
Oh, mayor. No, but the mayor will be out there. Oh,
Get
yeah. Everyone.
Here, dude. That's insane.
It's like the new traffic signals, like a big, oh, yeah.
Holy fuck, dude. Like the mayor comes out with a big top hat.
No.
Like, hello, with a cigar.
Yeah, it's like Punxsutawney Phil. It's like they're doing Groundhog's Day. It's like it is. It's a major fiasco. The problem with that is a lot of that calls for site specific stuff because of the way the terrain is.
Yeah.
All that stuff, and the flat work. So there's always elevations for the foundations of the traffic signals and stuff. So that they actually, if their elevations are off, then your concrete work, your flat work, and but the it all is very site specific, and it really kind of falls back to the engineer of that county or township to make a decision whether, okay, you can alter this to make it work, because then it becomes a liability because of the handicap ramp.
Yep.
So it's but if you have it to where you can configure it, it's a very, very gray area for this. So it's like it's very. But I understand what you're saying because now fit the flat work.
But it was like this big to do, and like we had to get equipment in just to get to put DGA down so that we could DGA the whole area so that we could go back 12 hours later and rip it the fuck out and pour the concrete the way we were going I was like, well, what if we just put the forms up so that everyone knows? Like,
they wanted you to pour it to have it and then rip it out, come back and do it again?
They didn't want us to pour it. They wanted it to be like walkable. They wanted you to be able to walk on the circuit, which they wanted it like ramped. So there wasn't it wasn't like you could just cone it off or put barrels or close the radius.
Right.
They wanted you to be able to use it.
They wanted it to be finished.
They wanted to see their new crosswalk in action.
Yep. By the way, do you know the push buttons do work?
And no one walks down this road, by the way. Zero people have ever walked down this road. And there's no sidewalk that goes anywhere. It just goes from one light to the other. Boom, boom. And
It's for future sidewalk. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's a
it's
fiasco.
just dumb.
It is.
It's just one of those dumb things.
It is a dumb
where you
thing,
got to
and it's
stay like
it
an
is-
extra hour late
Dude,
just to fucking
When I tell you it's a fiasco, it's a fiasco. And there's so many steps leading up to. There's a timing directive. There you have to cover the signals. Then you have to give so much time. You have to put signs out that the track.
Oh, they're starting to wake up now,
They
boy.
are. The kids are up, baby. It's Saturday morning, in case you guys were wondering. The kids are up. They're ready. They're amped. They got sugar running through them from the trick or treat.
They're doing construction.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's like there's so many steps leading up to a traffic signal to even get it turned on. You have to give so much notice. You have to have it blinking for so many days. Then you can activate this. Oh, yeah, you have to have it blinking.
Oh, well, it's not a new one. They were replacing an old
Okay.
one.
So
it's
a lot
like
of times, like with
it's an
new
established,
brand,
it's
brand
an
new traffic,
established
so you
one,
have to have advanced warning with the message boards, and then the light has to be flashing for so many days, and then you have to officially go out and turn it on.
I love how they just drop like a stop sign in Hamilton randomly.
Did
you notice that?
Did you see Weymouth Road? Weymouth Road.
Yeah.
If you go down
The
Weymouth
alternating
Road,
traffic?
yes,
The temporary?
It's
Yeah.
temporary. So I think it's good and bad.
It's cool. Well, you have to.
Yeah, for that when you do, because if not, you'd have to pay somebody all day, night and day to do it.
I set one of them up down Weymouth Road even further towards Mays Landing for us one time. We were doing a pipe crossing.
Right.
And we had to tear up half the road. These guys are going to be there for a while. They're replacing, I think, it looks like they're replacing the wood bridge.
That's
I
what
guess
it looks
it's
like. Yes. Yeah. So but you have to do half and half.
It's not even a wood deck, though.
No, I wanna
it's
say
asphalted over top of wood.
I want to say they're probably replacing the drainage that goes underneath.
Well, they are, but they're also replacing the decking because it's
Well,
made
they
out of
have
wood,
to
and then
in
they
order to rip it out,
I didn't even know people did that, asphalted over wood decking.
Yeah.
it's-
Over. Yeah. I think it's wood under there. It might not be.
It is. I seen
Is
it.
Oh,
yeah.
well, then, yeah.
Unless they built it, which I don't think they did.
I don't know.
Maybe
But
they're
it's
built-
interesting how they had that traffic signal like that.
Yeah, those are cool. I set one of them up.
They are.
Yeah, last year it was pretty. They're cool.
Yeah.
Well, you get calls immediately because people are like, because like what happens is it's not like two people sitting there
No,
on
it's
either end of
timed,
it. It's
yeah.
timed. So you'll have like traffic coming this way, and then this light is making sure that all those people, no matter how slow they're going, they
Correct.
passed.
Yes.
And then this one turns on. But people are sitting there waiting, and then these people are stopped on the other light, and you're
they-
like, oh, what the fuck? This
Yeah.
thing don't work. And then they call the cops before the fucking light even turns
Even
green.
changes.
Yeah.
Or they try to go around you to get in the chute to get to go, and all of a sudden the other traffic
Yeah.
turns green. Now you're screwed.
yeah, now we
And
have
now
an
you
issue.
just became the asshole and the dumb thing of the week.
Yeah, exactly.
So, right.
Exactly.
So we hear the kids running around upstairs. They're amped up, which brings me to my next question: how was trick or treating this year?
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome. We brought all three kids. The baby was cool.
Yeah.
She was fine.
What the other kids dress up as?
Stephen was Ghostface, and Giada was Elsa for the second consecutive
right,
year.
yeah. Okay.
And Michelle and I were hippies.
Very good.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. We went down it's just like a one street off of 8th Street. Mm-hmm. Just because I knew they'd be able to burn through that pretty quick. And we saw my sister's new house.
Oh wow! Oh, is that where she moved out there?
Yeah,
Nice.
down there. Which was nice, but it was funny because we walked up to their house and like they were there with my parents and they were like just moving some stuff in. They weren't like prepared. They didn't want to do trick or treating or nothing like
And
that.
congratulations to the new married couple on their new
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
Yes.
fuck yeah. And so I was like, yo, go up to there. I was like, that's Aunt Jenna's new house. Go ring the doorbell, knock on the door. And I was just like, go fucking. And they went up there. My son and daughter went up there, just like, bang, like let us in, ding, 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 ding. And the neighbors who like set up shop across the cul-de-sac that they were in were like, they're not home. They're not. I was like, yeah, they are. And they're like, they're not doing trick or treat. I said, yeah, they fucking are.
they are.
We're gonna get some toilet paper or something out of this motherfucker. And they're like, they were trying to get us. And I was like, it's my sister, like whatever. But it was cool. Her neighbors like kind of had her back already.
So trick or treating has changed over the years, if you haven't noticed. So when we were kids, our biggest thing was fill up a pillowcase, right? Like that was our bag or basket, and we went to like every house. If the front light was on, we went to it. Now you had the trunk or treats.
Yep.
Right, the big things. Which don't get me wrong, I love these things.
Trunk or treats are cool. Yeah.
It's safe for the kids. It's very, it's you know who you're around. You get
a
to see
load
the-
of candy
Yeah,
at
load of
these
candy.
things,
So I live off of Judy's Court, which is right around the corner of 11th and Grand. Grand Street. The houses were decorated. People were outside. There's lights. So next year, our cul-de-sac is stepping up our game, and we're gonna put strobe lights and everything, and we're gonna have like a potluck, and the neighbors are gonna go out the end of at the cul-de-sac, and we're gonna have.
You gotta get in the competition.
If
you want to attract any of these
it's gotta
kids,
be inviting, right?
Yeah.
It's not. It's no longer the days of just walking down and their front lights on. Let's go knock on the door.
You should put bouncers at the beginning of the cul-de-sac
And just wait them in. Yeah, exactly.
You got some ID, motherfucker? Yeah. That'll get them.
So yeah, trick or treating has definitely changed over the years. Let me ask you a question: how old were you when you stopped trick or treating?
I remember the last year I trick or treated, probably like early high school, like freshman, sophomore year.
I would say probably.
And we were like
12.
just throwing sheets over our fucking heads and being ghosts with holes going out.
Yeah,
like just being stupid.
A little risque, but okay. Get sheets over your head, just cut holes in it.
Just cut holes.
That probably didn't go over well. So, but. Yeah, it's. I think I was 12 years old when I stopped. When I hit the 13, it was too cool for school.
Well, you just. I mean, you almost feel bad for the kids that are like trick or treating and they're like way too like they're just being dicks, you know?
Yeah.
They're just like,
take one. They're taking handfuls. I hate that.
It's like,
I was.
They got mustaches. I'm like,
you know what's making it come back? Mischief night, and I'm all.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
that's
I'm
right.
All about it. I see things getting toilet paper.
Yeah.
And listen,
people bitching about it on Facebook.
I would love it, and I wouldn't even be mad if I walked out. I was toilet paper. Now, unfortunately, when I was a kid, we did like some destructive stuff. We egged houses.
Oh yeah,
and I admit that was not right to do. I wouldn't want to see my kid doing that, so it was wrong.
Yeah.
But like paintball, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, paintball's cool.
Toilet paper. Mm-hmm. I think it's hilarious, and I think
it's
honestly,
awesome.
Go out there, let your kids be a kid, let them get into some mischief, let them get into that. Let them feel.
It's very exciting.
Yeah. Let them think like they're really doing something.
Did you ever play
wrong.
Knock Knock Zoom Zoom?
What, when just like ding dong ditch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's the best. And then you hide in the woods and like, and then people are like, they like post up.
The flame. There was a crazy lady when we were younger that lived in a house, and we did like the frozen, the flaming bag of poop.
You did?
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah.
She put it out?
Yeah.
And got poop all over?
She was like, wow. She was crazy. This lady was crazy.
Oh.
Like, I'm pretty sure that if we actually got caught on her porch, we were dead. She would like put like a spell on us or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Voodoo lady. So, dude, I had one more topic I wanted to bring up. I don't know if we're going to get through this or not.
The kids are forcing us out of the
They are. Yeah, they are forcing us out. Isn't it cool? Like, do you like to walk through the woods?
Yes.
It's like the best.
So peaceful.
You walk through and like, so typically when you're walking through, you're taking the path of least resistance, you know? So like your path is like deer's path. Mm-hmm. It's other people's walking through. Isn't it cool to like walk through the woods and like you're deep and there's just beer cans or, porn,
Yeah. You wonder
what
people are doing out there. Listen, there are cults that are still in the Batstow woods. I've seen these people.
Really?
Oh, dude, we used to go out and outlaw deer at nighttime. I can't believe I'm admitting this, but we used to go outlaw deer. And if you're in Batstow, like at nighttime, like I would say after midnight, you will see people in robes like walking down. They're like people always said they're devil worshippers. Whatever, dude, it's like cults. I don't know what they are.
Scary.
Oh, dude, yeah. So I will go walking in the woods like at noon. Mm-hmm. You won't catch me dead out there. I didn't like doing it. Have you ever heard when you're hunting? Have you ever heard a female fox scream?
No.
Oh my! Google this, Lou. Put it on there. A female fox scream. It sounds like a girl getting.
Oh,
dude. So when you're sitting in the tree and it's all quiet and peaceful and the sun just, is just about to go down and it's starting to get dark. You can barely see something like 50 yards away. And all of a sudden you hear, yeah! You're like, dude, it's chilling. I almost want to jump out the stand and just put the arrow right here in my jugular and just hit the ground. It's like, I'm like, oh my God, this girl is getting killed. Come to find out, it's a fox. It's a female fox. It will scare the living piss out of you.
Wow. You said that's fun. Dude, there's like a bug that makes that same noise.
Really?
It's like a cicada, I think. And there was one at the asphalt plant, and I thought it was dead. And I pushed it, and they're huge. They look like beetles or something. I don't fucking know. But there's a bug, and it's very, very large. And I touched it, and it went like, bah! And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Really,
dude? My soul left my body. I was so scared. It was crazy.
Well, if you're sitting in a deer stand, you hear a female.
Yeah. But that brings up a question. Like we're always like, you do asphalt, like, so we're always along the side of the road, right? Because you always want to be on the wood side. Have you ever found anything cool in construction on the side of the road? What's the coolest thing you found?
Money.
We did that on Route 55. We were doing traffic, and someone must have dropped their lunchbox or something, and all their money came out, and there was just fucking bills, dude, all the way down 55. And we became so obsessed with collecting this money, and they were, I mean, we might have got like $20, like the guy, but it's so much fucking fun. Like, we were after work, went back to the location to fucking, like, on our own time, look for this fucking money. We're going down.
Yeah. So we had a guy when I worked on the 295 job with Conti. His name was Digger because he was good at digging holes. That was his nickname, Digger. So this guy would literally, all of a sudden, you'd just see him wander, and he would walk up 295 and back looking for stuff on the side of the road, and this guy would collect it. Then I had another guy when I worked at your company years ago. He'd have the steak body. At lunchtime, this guy would take the steak body and go around neighborhoods scrapping, and he would one day. This guy, he was in his 60s.
Hairs?
No.
Oh.
His name was Steve.
Okay.
Older guy.
Scaramucci.
That's the one.
Okay.
That's my buddy.
Yeah.
And he's an inspector now. He's out of the union. Yeah, he's an inspector now. Looks great.
Yeah.
This old guy. Now, Steve, he goes in this, we're in, I think, Hopewell, and he picks up and puts in the back of the truck a small backhoe bucket that somebody had in their lawn for, like, decoration. He takes this thing, lifts it, throws it in the back of the truck. So I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, Steve, here you go again, scrap it. I'm like, wait, Steve, where'd that bucket come from? Sure enough, this lady called. He had to go bring it back. Oh my God. This guy would scrap. And another thing is, if you're ever in these very, like, Avalon, money towns, when they have their town, look in the paper when they had their town yard sale. Go the next day.
Oh, yeah.
They will.
They do every year. They exchange.
You will get new fishing poles, brand new, like, good things.
Yeah.
That are brand new because they're just golf clubs.
Yeah.
Because they're just getting rid of them. So if they don't sell the day before, they have Monday morning. They're out the road.
Don't try. Yeah.
And you can just go grab it. So that's something to keep an eye on if you're a picker.
It's funny you're talking about stealing shit out of people's lawns. We'll talk about this next week. I'm going to tease next week.
Okay.
Remind me to talk to you about the what are the people that ride the horses called? No, the jockey.
Oh yeah.
Is that a thing? Like a jockey? A jockey.
They're the ones that race the horses. The guys that
But is like a jockey ornament a thing?
Yeah.
Am I thinking of the right thing?
I know what you're talking about. Almost like a
with like a lantern.
Yes.
So, I have an epic stolen jockey statue story.
Okay.
And it's pretty. It's
and
that'll
launch into some other things. That'll be good. So that'll be on next week's episode. Also, next week's episode, since we're talking about that, we are not this episode. Obviously, the next one we record will be a shout out or a homage to veterans, because it's going to be coming out probably Veterans Day. In fact, that Tuesday is Veterans Day. Is it not, Lou? Yes, the 11th.
No, Tuesday's the.
Tuesday. So this Tuesday's the 4th. The following Tuesday will be November 11th.
The 5th is this Tuesday. It's Election Day.
The 5th. So next Monday. So not this Monday. Next Monday is Veterans Day. So next Tuesday, the 12th, will be this Tuesday, November 5th. Right? It's this
Monday the 11th is Veterans Day.
Okay. And our episode will drop Tuesday the 12th.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, yes. So that'll be our Veterans Day episode. And that is also going to include, last week we gave a shout out to the other podcast. I did an interview with him on his podcast promoting us. Don't forget, watch his podcast next week as well for Veterans Day. He has me on there because I was in the Marines with him. He's going to put it on for Veterans Day, his thing. So
I'm excited to see that. That's gonna be cool.
So that was a nice podcast. It was excellent. It went well. We talked about some old Marine Corps stories, and I got some good ideas from him. So yeah, we'll have to we'll pick his brain because his podcast is pretty good as well.
172 put on their Facebook. They were inviting all veterans. Or like anyone involved in the,
Military?
anyone involved in the military. They were like, please make sure you get to our meeting on Monday. Are you planning on attending? It's
this Monday or next month? Oh, this Monday.
It's the first of the month. First Monday of the month.
It'll be Monday coming
It's in Trenton, yeah.
It's in Trenton?
Yeah, they're probably doing something nice. I'm interested to see what it is.
Maybe I'll go if they're doing something for veterans.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, because I am the veteran.
You are the veteran. Yeah.
Before we go, we'd like to give a thank you to actually all the people following us. Thank you so much for listening, following. Don't forget, like, share, word of mouth, get in the comments, tell us what you like and what you don't like. Thank you to the sponsors that are signing up. We're filling up fast. Thank you to our first sponsor, LC Equipment. We look forward to promoting the other ones that are getting on the list. And for Two in the Blue, I'm John. This is Steve, DJ in the background. We're out.
Peace.